Good evening, Southeast Texas. We're going to take an in-depth look at your forecast over the next 15 minutes, an in-depth look at your forecast. First off, it is raining over in Finette, and the alligators are certainly enjoying it. More water, right? Otherwise, the forecast as far as the headlines, looking at evening thunder showers. A little bit more than what we thought, but at least we didn't go zero as far as rain chances this evening. Otherwise, low chances are expected this weekend, and improving chances are expected Monday and Tuesday. Just had a question from a viewer. What does next Friday, I believe it's the 11th, next Friday the 11th looks like? Looks like a hotter, drier scenario, Debbie. It looks like maybe a 10 to 20% coverage of showers and thunderstorms the way it looks right now. As high pressure settles over towards the southwestern U.S., we see kind of troughiness over our area, so I'm reluctant to go below a 10 or 20% coverage at this time. As far as your allergy report, yesterday, remember, we had very high levels of grass pollen, back down to low levels, and we're still dealing with moderate levels of weed pollen and mold on the Southeast Texas allergy report. So our outdoor forecast for tomorrow, 20 to 30% coverage, highs in the lower 90s. We'll see partly sunny skies, so the UV index will be lower tomorrow, so a little bit of a difference there. And instead of triple-digit heat indices, we may see only the mid to upper 90s tomorrow with a light south to southwest wind. And taking a look at your firecracker forecast for those razzle-dazzle fireworks, looking good for Friday night. Tomorrow we'll go with a 20% coverage. This is for the triangle. It looks mainly dry for Friday night. Your firecracker forecast, 10% coverage coming up on Saturday, and then Sunday maybe a 20% coverage. So yeah, low chances, but no washouts are expected across the area. Otherwise, as we take a look at our Friday forecast here in Beaumont, we'll go 91 with a 20% coverage of showers and thunderstorms, modeling a little bit hotter than what I'm willing to go. And it looks like about a 20% coverage. For the lakes area, we'll go with 30% coverage tomorrow afternoon under partly sunny skies and highs right around 90 degrees. And again, it looks like afternoon showers and storms. I'm not going to go that warm, and I think it's going to be a better chance during the afternoon. This is model data here. You just saw the forecast. That's why I'm going 30% coverage. All right, so today, yesterday, remember, we had dry air at 10,000 feet. A little bit of moisture. Look at that. Yeah, it works. Green, that means the atmosphere is moistening up. And as the high moves out, it's allowing shower and thunderstorm activity disturbances to come around the high. And then it has an atmosphere that is a little more conducive to producing showers and thunderstorms. And that's what we saw today. Yes, we did see a little bit more than we expected, but at least I didn't go 0% coverage. Otherwise, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, rain chances will be low, but they're not going to be zero. We've got moisture to work with. Monday, more moisture comes in, and we think on Tuesday too, plentiful moisture. It's not as deep on Tuesday, but we do think that Monday and Tuesday we'll see our best chances of rain and thunderstorm activity when you look at the vertical profile. At the surface, at 5,000 feet and 10,000 feet. The more moisture you can pack into that 10,000 feet in the atmosphere, the lowest level, that helps you to produce shower and thunderstorm activity. Then we're seeing a little bit of drying, so we'll reduce our rain chances next Thursday to about a 10% coverage. All right, so here we go. We're seeing an area of rain. Yeah, it's weakening. Otherwise, temperatures have rain cooled into the 70s here in Beaumont. Look at Houston, Conroe, and Huntsville. Better rains over that way. Otherwise, up in the lakes area, looking at light stuff. Thunder showers appear to be weakening up towards Jasper, Spurger, and Fred, and back over towards Dam B. For inland Southeast Texas, this is just falling apart. So this is rapidly weakening over towards Lumberton, Coons, and back over towards Sour Lake, and also in the Triangle, back over to Winnie, a little more light to moderate rainfall back over towards Beaumont. So again, not severe, and this does look like this will continue to weaken as we go through the next couple hours. As far as the heaviest rainfall, well off to the northwest, and it's not that heavy, so not anything heavy this evening. As reviewed by Doppler radar hail scan, we don't see any hail right now, and winds, we are able to ascertain what direction and how strong the winds are on Doppler winds, and we just don't see anything really all that concerning at this time. Maybe some Winds of maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour in the strongest cells, and that's not all that impressive. So taking a look at what's going on, again, we saw high pressure move out into the Gulf, and remember, we were drawing all these circles around the high. What happened today? We got the high to move south, and that allowed for moisture to come in from the southwest into southeast Texas to produce shower and thunderstorm activity, thunder showers really across our area. A little better coverage over towards Houston. So this evening, looking at things trying to wind down as we speak, and it looks like a quiet night after about 10:30 as we see a decrease in cloudiness. I think it's going to be cooler than this because of the rain cooling action, mid to upper 70s. And then for tomorrow, we'll go with about a 20% coverage in the triangle and about a 30% coverage in the lakes area tomorrow afternoon in southeast Texas. Highs may be around 90 degrees. So as we said, high pressure slowly weakening over our area. Look at the southwest flow. We're right on the edge, and that's just enough to produce that rain, especially over towards Houston. With that southwest flow, it was able to work on in. You can see moisture right into moving into southeast Texas. In addition, an upper level disturbance as the high sinks further to the south and southwest and weakens with time. The dry air is moving out. So tomorrow, same story. We've got a little bit of moisture to work with. We need something to kick it off. You got to have a disturbance, a front, or one of these disturbances to come in from the southwest to help produce that. We don't see that, so we're reluctant to go above a 20 to 30% coverage. Same story Saturday. Yeah, we got moisture, but you need more than just moisture, like a sea breeze, a front, or an upper level disturbance. We've got that moisture. See at the scale right there? 70, 80% at 10,000 feet. The dry air is out of here. 70 to 80%. That's a moist atmosphere. That's conducive to producing clouds and hence allow them to develop into thunderstorms. But you need a sea breeze. We don't see that really tomorrow. It would be weak. So we need some of these blotches of red. Those are disturbances in the upper levels to move into the area. So on Saturday, we're not going to go really high chances, even though we've got the moisture. Then as we work on into Monday and Tuesday, we've got this, what we call an inverted trough of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Remember, a regular trough of low pressure is shaped something like this over, say, Canada to back over towards the southwestern U.S. That's what bring cold fronts in. So instead of that direction, it's going to be an inverted, upside down trough of low pressure. And that is going to be moving off towards South Texas as we work through Monday and Tuesday. But what happens is that we will have an easterly flow on Monday, which is not the greatest in the world. We'll go with a 30% coverage as far as shower and thunderstorm activity. Tuesday, though, look what happens. We get more of a southerly flow off the Gulf. Then you've got moisture, 60 to 70% over southeast Texas. So that could produce a sea breeze interacting with that moisture to produce scattered showers and storms. 30, maybe 40% coverage. Then I'm not quite convinced that we'll see this. It may be a little bit wetter than what we expect on Thursday into Friday. High pressure tries to build on in, but there's going to be troughiness off over towards the Midwest, arcing down to our area. So we may have to kind of wiggle with the chances for rain, maybe a 10 to 20% coverage coming up on Thursday into Friday of next week. So that's the story. In the tropics, we are in good shape. There's nothing to be concerned about, at least for the next 7 days. However, off the southeast coast, we've got a stalled front and may see low pressure trying to spin up there. Regardless, it's either going to go outbound or just clip Cape Hatteras as we head towards, say, the weekend, which that's what some of the modeling is doing. So this is the low-level spin, and you can see it heading and spinning up and maybe over towards the Carolinas or Outer Banks of North Carolina. So there's the potential for something tropical to develop there off the southeast coast. Water temperatures are certainly warming up. All right, so on the Gulf tomorrow, good boating conditions. Mostly smooth seas around a foot expected. We'll see southwest winds at 5 to 10 knots. High tides at 1:42 a.m. and 10:12 a.m. So our forecast tonight, evening thunder showers, about a 40 to 50% coverage, maybe not that much up in the lakes area, looking at latest radar imagery. The coolest temperatures are going to be from Hardin Tyler, and also West Jefferson. Warmer temperatures, kind of an east to west scenario because you haven't seen any rain over towards Newton or Deweyville or back over towards Bridge City. So low to mid and upper 70s possible, the 70s as winds go calm. Tomorrow, 20 to 30% coverage expected across the area, highs near 90. Taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast. Now, Saturday, remember, we have the moisture, but nothing to kick it off. So we'll go with a 10% coverage. Sunday, maybe a little better chance of rain. And then Monday and Tuesday is probably going to be the best chances over the next 7 days because of that inverted trough, upper level disturbance, moisture moving through the area. That'll knock afternoon high temperatures closer to 90 instead of the low to mid 90s. And then as we work on into Wednesday and Thursday of next week, rain chances may start to go down as we start to see higher pressure build into our area from the east. And again, it looks like as we head towards late next week, rain chances may go up after Thursday, maybe Friday, 20% coverage as we kind of get a trough to work on into our area as the end of the week unfolds. So for your Friday night or your firecracker forecast for Friday night at 9 p.m. in Beaumont when the fireworks go off, we're looking at temperatures in the lower 80s. It'll be mostly clear and mainly warm and humid across our area with light south winds. As far as rainfall, this time of year, our normal high, I believe, is 92 or 93. I think it's coming up on 93. As we head towards the end of July, we'll be entering the hottest part of the year, climatologically speaking, when our average high should be around 94. So we also should be picking up every day. We should be picking up about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. I think it's 0.23 right now. So every day we don't, obviously the area is drying out as we continue to stay above normal or close to normal on afternoon high temperatures. That causes evaporation. So what you start getting into is the area drying out basically. And we do not expect, generally speaking, much more than 1/4 of an inch if the Euro is correct. And it's usually the wettest model. Look at that, 1/3 of an inch over the next 7 days. So that means we will continue to further dry out across southeast Texas. So that's a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast. And let's take a look again at radar, and this is just falling apart very quickly. Still moderate rains on going up 45 from Spring back over to Conroe and Huntsville, but as you can see, it is really weakened over towards Hardin County, back over to Beaumont, seeing the heaviest rainfall right now, back over to Winnie, and also over towards High Island as this continues to move off towards the south. Otherwise, looking at your weather impact forecast, it looks pretty quiet overnight after this rain ends across the area. A lot of low clouds out there right now. I should say high and mid-level clouds. Quiet weather expected after these showers end tonight. And the weekend looking pretty good with low rain chances across southeast Texas. We'll go with a 10 to 20% coverage, at least here in the triangle, with highs in the lower 90s. Now, as we work on into Monday and Tuesday, we'll see a better chance of shower and thunderstorm activity across southeast Texas as a disturbance moves through the Gulf. See this green, more of it on Monday and Tuesday from the surface up to 10,000 feet. So that means maybe a little better chance of rain and scattered thunderstorms coming up Monday and Tuesday. But as we work through Thursday, it looks like the atmosphere will